Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at this, which is the XT11GT Pro from Klarus. Brand new light, meant to be a tactical light. Certainly applications across the board, I think, for a larger everyday carry light. Certainly a light you could keep in your bag, your car, your home. Nicely made light overall. No bells and whistles as far as the externals, pretty basic looking, but the functionality is really good. You do receive with this a sheath, pretty nice. You do get a lanyard. I just attach it to the back just so I don't lose it for now, but I don't use a lanyard that often. It does have hook and loop, so you can attach it to a belt or to gear. It does have the USB. It does have, I can't remember if that's USB-C or if that's just a proprietary end, but it does come with the charging cable, so you can actually charge up the light. Let me show you the little port here on the side. And then it's a little bit hard to see here, but let's see if I can locate it. Yeah. Right there's a tiny little circle, and that's either going to be red or green. So red if you're not fully charged, and then green when it's fully charged. Let me actually attach this cable here so you can see what that looks like. Right, and then you just plug that into your computer, into your wall with a plug. It does have the interesting features that they've had on other Klarus lights. So you have the pressure switch and then what I call the paddle to do different selecting options. It does come default set in the tactical setting, but it also has an outdoor setting as well. Some of the details: drop resistant to 1 meter, waterproof to 2 meters. Let me give you the rundown on all the different outputs that it offers, which is quite a bit. I will tell you it does come with an 18650 battery. I'll just show you that real quick. Klarus 18650 battery, so 3100 milliamp hours, 3.6 volts. Yeah, and I've had no issues with their lights in the past, or with their batteries, their lights in general, but their batteries as well. So let me give you the detail on the lumens and the output times. All right, so I got the information right here on my computer in front of me. Let me just read this to you. So your low setting is 10 lumens. That's going to run for 120 hours. Medium at 100 lumens for 11 hours. Your high at 400 lumens for 4 hours. Your turbo is going to be 2000 lumens for 2 minutes, and then drop to 750 lumens for 2 hours. It also has a strobe, which is 2000 lumens for 4 minutes, or I'm sorry, 4 hours, and then SOS is 100 lumens for 33 hours. So real quick, when it arrives, it's going to be in that tactical setting. So if I click the end pressure switch, it's going to come at the highest setting, and then the paddle will drop it down to the lowest, back up to the top, down to the lowest. If I hold the paddle when it's off, it's going to go into the strobe mode. So strobe warning, so on and off. If I hold this down, it'll eventually click in and stay on strobe. So clicking it in, I think it's maybe 3 seconds, and it'll stay on. I'll click it, and it'll go back off again. All right, so when you want to switch from tactical to outdoor or outdoor to tactical, you have two switches. You have the mode switch and then the primary switch. You're going to press and hold the mode switch for 5 seconds, and the little light, which is this little circle right here next to the USB or the input there for charging, that's going to flash red and green. Once that's flashing red and green, you're going to press your primary switch, let go, and then turn it off, and it should switch to the other setup. So just to show you here, right now we're in tactical, so there should be strobe here, strobe warning, right? So I'm going to press and hold this until I see 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5, and then we got the light flashing red and green. Hold down the primary switch, let it go, let them both go at the same time, click it off, and now when I press this, it's going to come on at moonlight. Right, so now it's in the outdoor setting. If I press and hold this when it's on moonlight, I'm pressing the mode switch, it'll stay on, right? And then it's going to cycle up. Instead of from the highest to the lowest, it's going to go from lowest to highest, and there is no strobe in this setting. If I want to go to SOS mode, I can hold down, I think for 3 seconds here. Let me turn this off here. Turn this on. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to go into SOS mode. So it was on, and then I held down the mode switch for 3 seconds. Now it's in SOS. Boom, boom, boom. Click it, and it's back off again. If I just press the power switch, you can see it comes on, and now it's cycling back from the top to the bottom. If I turn it on via the mode switch, it's going to come on at the low moonlight, and then it's going to cycle up. All right, so turn it on, it's going to come on high, click it in. So you're going to go with the primary switch, you're going to go from high to low With the mode switch, you're going to go from moonlight up, and then you have SOS when you're in outdoor and strobe when you're in tactical. So if I want to switch it back again, I'm going to hold this down for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is flashing red and green. Press the primary switch, let go of both, turn it off, and now it's back in tactical. When I press the mode switch, it'll come on at strobe, so strobe warning. And there we go. Now, as is true with a lot of lights, it's got this thermal protection, approach to the entire technology, so it's not going to overheat, and it'll drop the power down so it doesn't melt all the internals. The other thing to let you know is that it does have, via this little light again next to your charging port, when you turn it on, it's going to glow for, I think it's 5 seconds at different colors to let you know how much of a charge you have left in the light. So again, for the first 5 seconds when you turn it on, it'll glow. When it's green, that means it's from 100 to 70%. When it's orange, it means 70 to 30%. When it's red, it means less than 30%. When it's red flashing, that means less than 10% of your battery power left. All right, so you can see a lot of functionality in the light, and yeah, pretty cool so far. So let's take it out into the night and use it, and then we'll come back and talk about not just what you see on camera, obviously at night, but also my longer term use, because I don't want to just use it once and tell you about it. I'll use this for a bit and then report in. So let's head out into the night tonight and use it. First test we'll do here is on my front porch, and we're looking at some chairs, and the other end of the porch, the wall, is about 20 feet away. So we're going to put this on at the highest setting, and then we'll drop down all the way to the lowest setting and also show you strobe. So that's just absolutely blinding, obviously. Let's drop down here. Down again. Down again. And then we'll turn it off. And here comes the strobe, so strobe warning. We're going to go through that once again, and it's going to go 2000 here to 400, 100, 10, and then we'll turn it off and put on strobe. So strobe warning once again. I'm going to walk down to the other end of the porch now and just shine the strobe back at you so you can see what that looks like. Alright, so I'm standing up on the top step of my porch. Let me put on the 2000 lumen output and just kind of shine it around the yard here so you can see what that looks like. I mean, obviously a ton of light. Definitely has a hotter center, but very, very wide as far as your overall flood. Pretty impressive. I can feel it starting to warm up already here. Let's look around the yard. I mean, if somebody or something was over there in the woods, definitely not going to be hiding from me at this setting. Dropping it down here. Still, I mean, even at that, so we just went from 2000, I think, to 400, right? And that is still a ton of light that's getting put out there. Very nicely balanced. Drop it down again. There's 100. Can't really see a whole, I mean, you could see sort of on camera. I can definitely still see with the human eye. Not as well as at the second setting, which is 400. So let's go down here. So there's your 2000. There's your 400. Still some really nice light coming out from this. Okay, we're gonna look at my side yard here just to show you what the fence looks like. It's about 45 feet away, so coming on at 2000 here. I mean, once again, nobody's hiding. We'll drop down here, 400, 100, and I can still see quite well at 100. You can't see as well on camera, but shining it at the gate there, I can definitely see the whole side yard quite well. And then we'll drop down to the lowest, which I can still see okay. Can't really see a whole lot on camera. And then strobe once again here. Here comes strobe, so strobe warning. All right, we're looking at the same woods we were looking at a minute ago, but now we're back at about 75 feet from it. So here comes the light. I mean, just a ton of light. When I'm shining it at this center tree that's got kind of the Y, I can see all the way over to the front of my house and all the way to the edge of the yard. So really, really nice amount of light that's coming out there. If I was trying to spot something in this tree, no problem at this setting. Even really at this 400 setting, still really good. Nice amount of light. Definitely throwing some nice light. Really, and it really does throw it. It floods nicely, but it's definitely
It's putting that light out there. So I just switched it to the outdoor mode, so it's going to give me that lowest setting, and then I'll work up as I'm walking up the side yard here. You can see a little bit on the ground there, but we'll go up to, this is 400 I believe. I can see nicely off into the woods there. Here's the 2000. The camera's a little fuzzy just because it's so zoomed, but yeah, I mean, you can see nicely into the woods there. Let's actually go into the woods now. But just a ton of light, really, really throws nicely. I can tell you it is definitely, it's heating up in my hand right now. Okay, I'm now in the side yard and I'm looking back up from the shed that I usually shine the light at, back up the side yard just to show you what that looks like. So this is the 4000 lumen output, and with the it's kind of giving some nice light off of the brown grass here because everything's so dead because we've gotten so little rain. But yeah, I mean, I could see this whole side yard just fine. Okay, now we're looking over the fence from my side yard into the backyard here, but just to see you, just to not see you, but to show you how much I can actually pick up here on camera. You know, so just think about this as a home light. If you heard some noise in the backyard, and this again is a 2000, but if you drop it to 400, still, I mean, you shutting this around the yard, no one's hiding from you out there.
Alright guys, let's wrap up here talking about this light. I feel in some ways it's like a multi-tool light in that it throws well, but it's not meant to be just a thrower. It floods pretty well, but it's not meant to be a floodlight. It's big for EDC for a lot of people, but you can still EDC with it. It's got a nice mix of those very low outputs to a higher output. It certainly has tactical applications. For me, I just feel like there's a lot of different ways that you could utilize this light. As you noted in the video, in the title, it's a first look because this is not, right now at the time of this video, out on the market, but you're looking at around 90 bucks for this light. So yeah, 90 bucks is not super cheap, it's an investment, but I'll tell you one thing, I have never had an issue with the Klarus light. I've had issues with other lights and other companies, but I've never had a Klarus light break on me or just all of a sudden stop working for some reason. It's a cool light, it does the job well, and for me, when I think about this light, I think about a bag or a car light, you know, something to keep in the car, something to keep in a bag, so that I have that kind of multi-use light out there, because I don't want to have 5 different lights in the car, or, you know, 3 different lights in the car, or 3 different lights in an emergency bag. This gives me a lot of functionality across the range. Downsides, not a ton. I mean, I like to see a little bit more knurling there, just for a little bit more texture when you're grabbing onto the light. I do think the actuation of using the primary switch and the mode switch, that might take a little bit getting used to for some people, but you know, those are, I guess, the major or some of the downsides. If you are going to EDC it, just to show you where the clip is, there's your clip, so you're going to have that much sticking out of your pocket, so that's something to be aware of. But overall, a good light. I mean, I like the fact that it's rechargeable. I like for the 90 bucks you're going to get the flashlight with all the, you know, extras here, and then also get a battery as well. I think that's definitely a plus too. So yeah, I mean, overall, a solid light, has done the job, and I think will continue to do the job for me. I'm still trying to figure out kind of what kit or system this is going to go in for me. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on what you have thought about Klarus lights, or this light in particular. If, you know, by the time you're watching this video, you've purchased one of these, or you know someone who has, let's hear your thoughts on this light. Alright guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.